The snow came down heavy on Route 47 that Christmas Eve night. Daniel Foster wiped his grease-stained hands on his work pants and locked up his small roadside garage. At 32 years old, he had built this business from nothing, working 16-hour days to keep the lights on and food on his table. His father had been a mechanic too, back when people fixed things instead of throwing them away. Daniel had learned everything from him before the old man passed. Now this garage was all Daniel had left of those memories. He was walking to his truck when he saw the headlights on the side of the road. A black Mercedes SUV sat stranded with its hood up, steam rising into the cold night air. Daniel could have kept driving. It was Christmas Eve, and he had a frozen dinner waiting at home. But his father's voice echoed in his mind. Son, when someone needs help, you don't walk away, no matter what day it is. He pulled over and grabbed his toolbox from the back. As he approached the vehicle, he saw a young woman standing beside it. She looked to be in her late 20s, wearing an elegant red dress and heels completely wrong for a snowstorm. Her arms were wrapped around herself, trying to stay warm. She looked up as Daniel walked over. Her eyes were filled with worry. "Excuse me, car trouble?" Daniel asked. The woman nodded quickly. "It just started overheating and then died. I don't know anything about cars. I tried calling for a tow truck, but they said it would be at least 3 hours. Maybe longer because of the holiday." She glanced back at the SUV, and Daniel noticed 2 small faces pressed against the rear window. "Children. You have kids in there?" "Yes. My daughter Emma is 7, and my son Tyler is 5. We were driving to my mother's house for Christmas. It's 3 hours away." Daniel felt his chest tighten. Kids should be warm and safe on Christmas Eve, not stranded on a dark highway. "Let me take a look." "Pop the hood." The woman did as he asked. Daniel shined his flashlight into the engine bay. He could see the problem right away. A burst radiator hose. Coolant everywhere. "This doesn't take some time to fix." "How much time?" The woman's voice shook slightly. "And how much will it cost?" "I need to be honest with you. I don't have much money right now. We just moved, and everything went into the new apartment." Daniel looked at her carefully. Really looked. He saw the designer purse she carried, the expensive car, the quality of her dress. But he also saw something else. The exhaustion in her eyes, the way her shoulders sagged, the desperation of someone who had been through something hard. "Ma'am, I'm going to be straight with you. This needs a new radiator hose and fresh coolant. I've got the parts back at my garage, but it's going to take me about an hour to fix it properly. Now I can see you're in a tough spot. So here's what I'm going to do. I'll fix your car and get you back on the road. You can pay me whatever you think is fair when you're able. Tonight, let's just focus on getting those kids to their grandmother's house for Christmas." The woman's eyes filled with tears. "You would do that for a stranger?" Daniel smiled. "My daddy taught me that we're all just strangers until we help each other. Then we're something more. Wait here. I'll be back in 20 minutes with what I need." He drove back to his garage, grabbed the parts and his space heater. When he returned, he set up the heater near the car so the kids could stay warm. Then he got to work. As he worked, the woman came and stood beside him. "I'm Victoria Chin. Thank you for this. I know you don't know me, but this means everything. Daniel Chun. Wait, your name is Chin too." She laughed softly. "Small world. I took my married name, but I'm recently divorced. Hence the money troubles. My ex-husband was a successful businessman. He handled all the finances. When we split, I found out he had been hiding money, and I was left with almost nothing. I'm fighting him in court, but for now I'm starting over. Just me and my kids." Daniel kept working, but he listened. "I'm sorry. That's rough, especially with 2 little ones." Victoria nodded. I had a good career before I got married. I was climbing the corporate ladder at a tech company, but my ex wanted me to stay home, be the perfect wife, host his parties. Now I'm trying to rebuild. I just got hired as a junior manager at a small startup. It doesn't pay much yet, but it's a start. We're living in a tiny apartment, and every dollar counts. That's why this car breaking down tonight felt like the universe telling me I can't catch a break. Daniel tightened the last clamp and stood up. Well, Victoria Chun, tonight the universe is telling you something different. It's telling you that there are still good people in this world. People who help because it's the right thing to do. He cleaned his tools and closed the hood. You're all set. The car should run fine now. But get that radiator looked at properly after the holidays. This is just a temporary fix. How much do I owe you? Victoria reached for her purse. Daniel shook his head. Merry Christmas, Victoria. Get those kids to their grandmother's house. Hug them tight. That's payment enough. I can't accept this. Please, at least let me pay for the parts. You're starting over. I understand that. I started over when my dad died and left me with nothing but this garage and a pile of debt. People helped me along the way. Now I'm helping you. That's how it works. Victoria wiped tears from her cheeks. I don't know what to say. Say you'll pay it forward someday. When you're back on your feet and you see someone who needs help, you help them. That's all I ask. Victoria hugged him suddenly and fiercely. Thank you, Daniel Foster. I won't forget this. I promise. Daniel watched as she got back in the car. The kids waved at him from the back seat. He waved back. Then they drove away into the snowy night. Daniel went home to his empty apartment and his frozen dinner. But he didn't feel lonely. He felt good. He had done what his father would have wanted. 3 months passed. Daniel was under a Toyota Camry changing the oil when he heard the shop door open. Be right with you. He called out. He slid out from under the car, wiping his hands. Then stopped. Victoria Chin stood in his garage. But she looked different. She wore a sharp business suit. Her hair was styled professionally. She carried herself with confidence. Daniel, she smiled. I've been looking for you. I came by a few times, but you were always busy. I didn't want to interrupt. Victoria, you look well. I am well. She walked closer. Remember when I told you I was working at a small startup? Daniel nodded. Well, that startup just got acquired by a major tech company for $20 million. And because I was there from the beginning, I received a substantial payout. Daniel's eyes widened. That's incredible. Congratulations. But there's more. She pulled an envelope from her purse. The company that acquired us was so impressed with my work that they offered me a position as CEO of a new division. I start next month. My salary is more than I ever dreamed possible. And the first thing I wanted to do was find you. She handed him the envelope. Inside was a check. Daniel's hand shook as he read the amount. $50,000. Victoria, I can't accept this. This is too much. You gave me something priceless that night, Daniel. You gave me hope when I had none. You showed me that kindness still exists in this world. You got my children safely to their grandmother's house on Christmas Eve. Do you know what that meant to them? To me, this check isn't charity. It's gratitude. But it's not just money. Victoria pulled out another paper. I want to offer you a business partnership. My new company needs reliable auto service for our fleet of vehicles.